Yeah, nowadays man feel like say discipline is suffering. But in our real life, it's a key aspect for survival because without it, life will go rule you. And you not gonna be able to rule life. You're not gonna be able to control certain things in your life because of your lack of discipline. But don't feel like you're alone in this because you're not. Everybody feel it. Me feel it. Your friends feel it. Your parents feel it. Your boss feel it. Just that temptation to avoid hard work, slack off, like do things that you're not supposed to do, or not doing things that you're supposed to do. Them thing, it happen to everybody. But the good thing is that the Word of God talks about this, and it's not no fancy mumbo jumbo things that are out of your reach. It hits reality, and for me, the best place of truth is in the Word of God. So today we're gonna dive in it, and we're gonna look at 5 proverbs that I believe that every man, woman, child supposed to live by as it relates to discipline. So I'm gonna run through them real quick. The first one, Proverbs 3, verse 11 to 12. My son, do not despise the Lord's discipline, and do not resent his rebuke, because the Lord disciplines those he loves, as a father the son he delights in. So I would choose that one here, right? It kind of reframes discipline as love, because most people view discipline as a bad thing. But as a parent, when you look at it, when you try to discipline your child, you don't hate them. You just want them to do right. You want them to do good. You want them to have a strong foundation, to keep going when things are hard. And that's what God does for us. So in this, you kind of have a change of frame of mind from looking at discipline in a negative perspective and look at it as an act of love. That's what parents do to their children, and that's what God does for us. The second one we're going to look at is Proverbs 6, verse 6 to 8, and it reads, Go to the ant, you sluggard. Consider its ways and be wise. It has no commander, no overseer or ruler, yet it stores its provisions in the summer and gathers its food at the harvest. So this verse speaks directly to self-motivation, because you need to be disciplined even when nobody is watching. Because as it says, the ant, it has no commander, no overseer or ruler, but yet still it does what it needs to do. And coming from the Word of God, I believe that we should be living like that. We don't need to have an overseer or a ruler to force us to do the things that we need to do. So from this, work hard even when you're not being watched. So maybe you work hard in front of people, but when you go home, like you completely change. No, you have to live that life. You have to live that same life when nobody else is watching. The third Proverbs that we're looking at is Proverbs 5, verse 22 to 23. The evil deeds of the wicked ensnare them. The cords of their sins hold them fast. For lack of discipline they will die, led astray by their own great folly. So, why this one? Lack of discipline is self-destruction, because it says, for lack of discipline they will die, led astray by their own great folly. So for people who feel like said them don't need discipline in them life, you have a bad thing coming. Because if you just coast through life with every single thing, it might feel enjoyable in the moment, but later on down the line, it's going to be your own great folly, which means it's your own mistake if you have a lack of discipline. And Proverbs 1, verse 7, which is one of the key foundation ones. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. So the first step to real discipline is having humility towards God. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. I know say you kind of know some people when I take telling them, no, like nobody can tell them nothing, And it's like, why are you so hard-headed? We should not be like that in God's eyes. We should listen and adhere to His word. That's why it says, but fools despise knowledge and wisdom. We don't want to be that type of person. So we have to adhere to the word of God and live by it. And the fifth proverb, last one that we're going to look at, is Proverbs 10 verse 17. Whoever heeds discipline shows the way to life, but whoever ignores correction leads others astray. Discipline isn't just about you. It affects everybody in your life. Your family, team, community. And this is more of a leadership role and a leadership message, and it speaks to men directly. I think this one points to men specifically because we are born to be leaders, and you can't lead properly if you don't have strong structures in place, strong discipline, because you're going to lead others astray. We are looked at as the providers, protectors and everything, but how can you do these things with a lack of discipline? You can't. So that's it. Just meditate on them proverbs here and act on them. Don't just listen to the video and say, oh yeah, this is a good message. Live it. Or else we are always stuck in the same patterns. We have to be moving. We can't be stuck in our heads. We have to live it. We have to prove to ourselves that we can live a life of discipline. Because remember, it's not suffering, it's a key aspect for survival. Discipline is very, very important. And with that, we come to the end of the video. But all I want to say is that, remember, real growth, real manhood comes from being built on the word. And remember, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. So respect Him first, and then we build everything else after that. Let Him lead the way and we follow through.